What
Oh,
do
I
you
wasn't. Oh,
cross? Oh, what?
I wasn't queued
Well,
up with my can.
what do you get when you cross poison ivy with a four-leaf clover?
I don't know.
A rash of good luck.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like it?
Is that how we're starting this often? Is this
Yeah.
is this a sign of things to
Why
come?
can't you borrow money from a leprechaun? Why can't you borrow money from a leprechaun?
Uh,
Because they're always a little short.
that is
Oh man.
absolutely terrible.
Why don't you press a four-leaf? Why don't you iron four-leaf clovers? Because you don't want to press your luck. Oh man,
Wow,
so
these
bad.
are
What
terrible.
do ghosts drink on St. Patty's Day?
Uh,
Booze. Why wasn't Jesus born in Ireland? He couldn't find three wise men or a virgin. I actually really like that one. That was
that one's
great.
pretty good. I'll give it. Yeah, that one's.
That got the crowd laughing.
Yeah.
All right. Throughout the show, I'll kick in a couple more while we go through this. But yeah, is everybody ready? Are we ready to rock and roll?
I feel like this is a
I'm
better
ready.
look, right? If
Yeah.
I flip
Yeah.
my.
Pop. Yeah, pop it up. Pop the color.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's
These
St. Patty's
glasses
Day.
were.
Everyone's Irish tonight.
Oh God. I
One of
hate
my
it so
favorite
much.
movies of all time.
I hate it so much. So how people like do that?
Weren't they actually Irish? The Boondock Saints, or are they just both actors?
They're both actors, but I just no. I don't mean that. Like I love that movie, but I hate that that thing of being like, oh, we're all Irish. Everyone's Irish.
Yeah, it's true. I
Terrible.
know. Everyone thinks they are. Like I'm a little bit Irish. I say that
I'm
stuff because I think that I am.
I'm not on the moobs tonight in celebration of St. Patrick's Day. Our patron saint, Conor McGregor's forged Irish stout.
Yeah. Well, you said you didn't like it last time, so I'm gonna tell him that, and he's gonna fucking roadhouse your ass.
I can't wait to see that.
We're gonna do a commentary on that, most likely, people. So I looked for an Irish beer. I went to the same place, stupidly, but I didn't have time. It's just literally on my way home from
You
work.
got some
It's literally like a
fancy thing.
convenience store. So I just got your favorite.
Oh, I can't believe the one night I'm not drinking moobs.
I know. I'm drinking Heineken. Because like if I went to the actual LCBO, we call it, I probably wouldn't been able to find like Dab, which is an Irish beer, or something like that. Yeah. See, look at your face. You don't even like it.
I'll just pretend it's Guinness because I have it in a.
Why do people wear shamrocks on St. Patty's Day?
I don't know.
Regular rocks are too heavy. That's so
Yikes.
funny.
Shut up, bitch!
My favorite bit is the commentator at the end going,
Woo! All right, let's get into this, Aaron. Let's fucking bring her in. I got my notes. I hope everyone's really excited for this. Honestly, I'm very excited.
yeah, for everyone who's been keeping up, I guess, with the show over the last like week or 10 days, we have gone full Irish mode,
Yeah.
which will culminate
Consistent.
in this Leprechaun franchise deep dive where we will cover all the original entries in the franchise. We may actually do a Patreon watch along sometime, or what I would like to call
Of the
something
new
like
one.
no of Leprechaun Origins. We
Oh
could call
yeah,
it a drunken Terry. We could drink heavily and then just like talk shit about that movie for the entire runtime.
I would like to do that. Maybe I've seen it once. I don't even know if I've
so
seen.
bad. I don't even class
But
it as
the
a
new
movie.
one is actually great, which
Very
will
good.
be its own thing. We'll save that till next year,
Yep.
as long as the world stays together and doesn't explode or something. But you know,
Yeah, it's
Here's
St. Patty's
something-
Day. Everyone's Irish tonight.
Here's something I didn't know, right? Now this is coming from like the Leprechaun fandom wiki page or whatever. I don't know how
Yeah.
true this is. I am currently reading a book about the making of the original, and I have actually had Mark Jones on the show, who is the director and writer of the original. So apparently, right, let's see, we have Leprechaun is the main character of the first and and 8 of the films in the comedy horror movie franchise Leprechaun. He is a leprechaun who kills anyone who steals his gold. Contrary to popular belief, it is not the same leprechaun in each film, despite most of them being
What?
played by Warwick Davis, as each version has slightly different powers and weaknesses, appearance and behavior. This is noted in Leprechaun 2.
Weird.
I don't
Because you think there would be many different leprechauns, but if they're going to go that route, get Warwick Davis to still play the leprechaun, but change him up. Change what he looks like.
So apparently that was the thing. Now, again, like I
That's
said,
so
don't
weird.
quote me on it. I don't know, but that's what shows up, that he's supposed to be a different leprechaun in every movie. Apparently it's referenced in number 2.
Weird. I did not know that. That is
No.
quite bizarre.
No one takes a leprechaun's gold.
Gold. All right, let's dive into this. How do you blind a Irish woman? Put a bottle of scotch in front of her, which is technically Scottish, is it not?
Yeah, it is actually.
So dumb.
Let's see.
Man,
if I
this
have
is so
something
dumb.
Nice here for you.
We're going to Ireland. Get drunk with the fairies. The fucking fairies, everybody. Fairies, leprechauns. We're getting into it. I wish I had Irish beer. I should have got a scotch or something, but I was gonna see. What I was going to do was get Gibson's, and then I was like, that could go down very harshly. I learned my lesson once when I
What
drank
is that?
Gibson's Irish whiskey. Maybe it's not Irish. It might have Irish actually.
Yeah,
It's a Gibson's Gibson's finest whiskey, the
Fake.
finest of the fine.
This is a special
Yeah.
leprechaun flute, which has been passed down from thousands of years ago from my great-great-grandfather who was Irish.
Yeah, it's it's like I wanted to get whiskey, but then I was like, last time when we did the St. Patty's Day live special, and I proceeded to I made
Oh, didn't you like
whiskey
die or something?
sours. I almost died. Yeah.
Yeah.
I fell down. All this shit just fell off the wall, and all it was horrible.
Do you know what's
I did-
kind of
what
wild?
didn't go
Like
well.
it's like you done that, and then the time I died on Halloween.
Yeah, and realistically, it is the Brett's getting very close, but everyone has to have their initiation in a Strange Brew
That's like
podcast.
that's like the humiliation ritual.
Yeah. So Billy's done it, but not on camera. He did it on
Oh.
New Year's Eve special where I filmed him afterwards though. He passed out on the couch, and then I was like, "Is this your New Year's, bro?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then I put, how they have the New Year's hats,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the little hats and stuff like that. I put one in his mouth, and I was like, "Blow on it, man," because he thought it was one of the noisemakers. And he's like, "What the hell is in my mouth, man?" He's like. And I was like, yeah, I made you blow on something, you fucking weirdo.
You're gonna have
So
to get him on video though when he's completely fucked, so you can have that. Tom has all this, and he's gonna be like, I don't know, let's see, like Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's just gonna hold it over all of our heads, so we'll have to go along, whatever. If you ever see Tom move into a mansion and shit in Canada, you know what's after happening.
Billy has done the same to me. He had a video of me when I was just snoring, blacked out drunk. We used to drink at his place to record, and he slapped my belly hard a couple times. I did not wake up.
You must
That's
have been
bad.
blasted, were you?
I was, and he got me another time where I was we were watching something like This Is the End, and I was just blackout drunk and being like, "That's us, man. Look at us," just going off talking wasted. And he got me on video, fucking piece of shit. All right, leprechauns, everybody.
Come on, it's St. Patty's Day. It's all in good fun.
Do we want to
If
just
people
talk
don't see the video, all wearing their costumes. I have a 4-leaf clover hood thing, hat thing. It's very weird. So
I love it.
I'm
This guy's a very authentic St. Patty's Day experience.
I love it. It's my favorite thing ever. Do we want to just jump straight into the first movie then, I guess?
Yeah, you know what my first comment was, because on my notes,
What?
I absolutely love this movie.
As do I,
So good.
to be honest with you.
Look at that. It's so funny how they really need to sell that Jennifer Aniston was in it. I love some of the old VHS covers. That one,
Same.
The one that looks more kind of new, Jennifer Aniston, Warwick Davis, Leprechaun. It's got kind of blood on the font. That's kind of cool and creepy. Like it's actually a pretty creepy cover.
Yeah. So I
The one of
you
him
know
coming
what?
out the door is famous. That's like the main one of it.
With the little fucking shoes and stuff.
Yeah, his little wide legs. You know,
Yeah, it's
you know if a
yeah,
girl
it's-
can close her legs, if she's supposed to be. Never mind.
Okay then. I think my favorite one there is the one with the videotape alongside of it.
Yeah, well, that one just looks like pure 1990s,
Oh yeah,
even
that's-
80s. Just
That's
like
why, that's
man,
why I love it. I think.
yeah, that's pretty great. I kind of like that too. They're all pretty cool. Your luck just ran out. The one with her, or like Jennifer Aniston on the cover, they really try to sell that shit. With her with the shotgun, acting like she's what's her name from Halloween, but before it, I guess.
What do you call her?
She was the Scream Queen. She was technically could have been a Scream Queen. You know? Look at that one where it kind of shows behind the scenes or the parts in the movies, Leprechaun on the corner or whatever. He's just all in his full midget glory, isn't he?
He looks like
Can you say that anymore?
a kid or a teddy bear or some shit.
I know. That's why I said it looks weird. It looks like a child.
Yeah, it doesn't. That actually, I wonder is that even him?
If I can, I was gonna try to re-release our Leprechaun episode and do like a re-release and kind of do it like where it looks like it's going live, just because that shit is ridiculous that me and Billy did. And I remember us talking about the word midget and we got in trouble. Someone got mad at us. It actually was a little person. So I apologize. It's just a word that we used for a long time. Look at that, man.
Yeah, I know, right?
Look at him in the little car. The makeup is like quite freaky. And a drunk Irish guy to start the movie, typical, as I wrote down.
Yeah. Good old what's his name again? I can't remember the actor's name. Oh, I fucking had this in my notes. I don't have my notes with me.
What's that famous Leprechaun movie, Darby and the Little People or whatever?
Darby O'Gill and the Little People.
I haven't seen that shit in a long time. I feel like I need
So
to watch
good.
that on Sunday.
Yeah, that shit.
Is it actually that good?
Yeah, it's so good.
We should do a
So
commentary on
ridiculous. I know,
that
right?
too. Like,
I
why
know.
not? Because we could get drunk and watch that shit. It is crazy because the kind of opening of the film is kind of great, right? Him kind of just like giggling, right? I think they show like the kind of pot of gold. You know what I mean? And they kind of just like they hint at him being
Yeah,
around. You know?
What is it like? The character's name is Daniel O'Grady, is it or something? They give
Yeah,
him
that
something like
perfect
really
Irish name.
something like really cringy.
Daniel O'Grady. I'm gonna try to slip in
Yeah,
my
he
Irish
returns
accent. once in a
home
while.
to North Dakota from a trip to his native Ireland, where he stole a pot of gold from a leprechaun. After burying the gold, O'Grady discovers that the evil leprechaun has followed him home and murdered his wife. He uses a 4-leaf clover to suppress the leprechaun's powers and trap it inside a crate. Before he can burn it, he suffers a stroke.
It's so that whole scene. I wrote stuff down about that, but like, it's just funny because like when he shows up, I'd be like, why the fuck do you have a pouch of gold? Like his wife, he's like, look at this man, and he's all like wasted out of his mind. And I don't even know where he came from. Was he driving? Because he just got home and he's plastered, and then he's like
Just,
carrying
like,
around this
In
pouch of
Ireland,
gold.
and then he's just at home.
Yeah, I
Um,
know. That's what I'm like. Kind of bizarre and wasted.
This was made on a budget actually of $1 million and supposedly made 8.6 million at the box office.
How much did they make it for?
$1 million.
That's it?
Yeah.
Huh. And they made 8?
Yeah, 8.6.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
$7 million really profit, you know.
Yeah.
It's a great film. Like I'm telling you right now, for all the fans out there, I first watched this when Blockbuster was a big thing, obviously. And I can't remember what other movie I rented. This is like a memory stuck in my head of when I watched this and got the VHS of it and then put it in, and like I must have been with a buddy or it was a sleepover or something like that. And I was young, like I was like maybe 12, 13. And and it actually kind of freaked me out. It reminded me of that time where it was like taboo, where I shouldn't be watching this. It's a little too adult, and for a preteen kid to be watching. But realistically, my kid was 13. I would show him this movie. It's not that bad compared to some of the stuff that's literally on YouTube. But so I'm like, it was such a distinctive memory of being young and like laughing at it, but also kind of being creeped out, especially just the beginning. How he's like, even the singing. I wrote down the singing, man. When he like starts singing in the box, or when he's like doing his wife's voice.
Yeah,
Like these
freaky.
things like did creep me out when I was a kid.
It's one that, again, I don't know, like, I know at the time when it came out, it was like panned, I want to say, by everybody. Like, critics just shit on it. Everybody was like, this is terrible. And obviously now it's become like one of those cult classics. Do you know much
Jennifer
about,
says
like,
doesn't want anything to do with it.
yeah, I know, right?
That thing is a leprechaun, and we've got to find a way to stop it.
Do you know much about, like, I guess, how the idea for all this came about?
No clue.
So Mark Jones, who is the writer-director, he had a career in American television shows like the Scooby-Doo, different things like that. Desiring to make a film, he decided that low-budget horror was his best opportunity, which most people do. This is like so cliche,
Especially back then.
he was inspired by Lucky Charms commercials to create a leprechaun character, only his twist was to turn the character into a villain. Jones was further influenced by the film Critters, which featured small villains
I haven't
also.
seen it in a long time.
He brought the concept to Trimark, who were looking to get into film production and distribution. Leprechaun became the first film produced in-house by Trimark to be theatrically released. Entertainment Weekly quoted that the budget came in at just under $1 million.
Man, why couldn't I grow up in the 80s
I know,
and
right?
been influenced by this stuff to be able to create movies like this? And it is very iconic in my opinion. I'll never forget the first time I watched it, and like it's nostalgic in a way, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
especially that beginning scene, the opening scene of him. I did write down that I wish that they would have kind of not shown him right off the hop, kind of like left it up to the audience to imagine what he looked like for a while, but I still think it's great.
Warwick Davis, who had experienced a dry spell after playing the character in Willow, liked the
Yeah.
script and was excited to play against type. Jennifer Aniston, who was relatively unknown at the time, impressed Jones, and he fought to have her in the cast. So apparently Trimark didn't actually
Wow.
want her, and it was him that really pushed to have like this unknown actress play the
And
lead.
she shits on it. Okay. But that could have got her role in Friends, which made her famous.
Well, this
And now she
they
drinks
reckon like
child's
that,
blood, so that's fine.
this movie kind of like kickstarted her career for better or for worse.
100%.
Whether people talk shit about it or not, but that's how she got noticed, was through this movie.
Dude, for sure. For sure. And we all remember Friends, man, with those no bras. Everyone remembers that,
Yep,
man.
the nips.
That awoke something in me when I was a child. But like even watching this, because I already knew about Friends, and then seeing her in it, I was like, whoa, she's like young, prime time. You know what I mean? And I was like, geez. And then she's like, I hate this fucking movie. Well, started your career, bitch.
I know, right? Did you know that shooting was done at Valencia Studios, where Terminator 2 Judgment Day had just finished shooting?
Oh,
It's
whoa, really?
interesting. Yeah.
I love that movie. I feel like at some point, right, that's got to be off-brand. Just because you mentioned it, it's got to be.
Oh,
I feel
what
like
a
I love
movie.
that. John Connor.
So good.
Yeah, it could. There's some of the practical effects are slightly cringy now, but still great. Or
Let me
in the
see.
CGI too. That also didn't help.
I had a few more things here. Let's see. Special effects. Trimark had contacted special effects makeup artists to produce a sample. the original, I think, idea they were going with like didn't look as grotesque. He looked a lot more like he didn't have as many like wrinkles and creases in his skin and like have that old texture. It was more like kind of smooth, like normal skin. Um, so the makeup artist pushed to kind of have his own spin on it, and then Trimark really liked it, so they took him on. The makeup took 3 hours to apply and 40 minutes to take off. Warwick Davis
3
said,
hours?
yeah, to put
That's
it on.
not terrible.
No, it's not the worst. Um, Warwick Davis, much like all of them, said it wasn't a pleasant sensation.
No.
Past the time while he was having his makeup applied, he said he had bizarre conversations with the makeup artist, with whom he got along well with. Davis was conscious of the need to stay relaxed and not move, and he channeled his confidence to make sure that the makeup effects were properly applied into his acting.
I would have done what Jim Carrey did, and I would have just smoked cigarettes. When he played the Grinch, I would have just smoked like a really long cigarette.
Constant cigarettes. Just one.
Yeah, I don't. I feel like that would help, like relax me, and just like, especially if you're sitting there for so long and having kind of something, to do. You know.
Yeah. What would you say is your, how would I phrase this? What would you say is your favorite part of the movie? If you could pick one scene or one death, or if it's a one-liner or something, do you have like a part that really sticks out that like when someone mentions it,
Man, there's a bunch. When we start diving into a little bit more, I'll tell you because I wrote down my thoughts. But I want to tell a story, right, about like why leprechauns and stuff actually scare me. Like in on Strange Brew, we kind of talked about, like, I have another episode ready to go actually called the it dives into the idea of the other world and the Fey folk and stuff like that I think that me, you, and Brett could do something on, because it's interesting to say the least. But my grandma used to tell me a story. She lived in one of those old folks trailers, and I'll always remember this, where she would tell this story about like the bad leprechauns. I made a joke when we did our St. Patty's Day episode, if I remember right, that it was black leprechauns, and not black like the color of their skin. She's not that racist, okay? But like the idea, and it's funny because at the time I didn't know this until me and Billy covered it, but the leprechauns have a more evil cousin, which it would have been funny because people know leprechauns, but eventually we should write a script for the Clergicon. If we're gonna do stuff like that, that would be a great idea, because the Clergicon was supposed to be the idea that leprechauns were mischievous shoemakers that had gold and all that stuff, right? But the Clergicon were like their drunken cousin that like stole and hoarded like liquor and wine and stuff like that, right? But my grandma would tell me this story about like the darker leprechauns and how they would crawl into your windows at night and move things around and all this weird shit. And I remember like sleeping on like a blow up mattress in this one room, and I was just staring out the fucking window, and I was a kid, like 8 or 9, and I remember just thinking in my head that I'm gonna see some how she described him was this like dick sized little man, right? Just a tiny little man, not that huge. And then, so I was figuring I would see some little creature, you know what I mean? Like a palm sized creature just like coming in, and it freaked me out, man. And I remember as a kid, like staring up at that window while the moon was shining into it, and just thinking that I'm going to see some like little guy scurry across. And it like legit freaked me out at the time. For this episode, I really want to tell that story because it's something that scared me, man. And I always wonder, because you more talked about the banshee and stuff like that, but in Ireland, I feel like it should have been more of a thing, because there's like fairy mounds that people believe in and stuff like that.
Yeah, like there's a lot of that shit around here, and it doesn't really ever get talked about, like the banshee and different things like that. You know what, right? I was obviously, when the first time I saw this, I was pretty young, and it kind of scared the shit out of me in ways. Like some of it I was like, oh, that's kind of goofy and weird, but then other parts I was like, whoa, that's scaring the shit out of me. But I actually used to be pretty afraid of certain scenes in Darby O'Gill and the Little People as well.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, there's a couple of like freaky scenes
I'd like
where
to watch that.
the leprechaun is like up to no good, and like it just kind of like freaked me out a bit. I was like, oh, these weird motherfuckers. And as a kid, right, this is gonna sound so dumb, but as a kid, dude, I believed that leprechauns were real.
Okay, let's not throw it all to the wind, man. There could very well be some elemental creatures that exist beyond our eyesight that take care of nature in some regard.
Well, what I mean is,
We see
I
10% of
believed
reality.
every time I saw a rainbow, I believed
Yeah.
that
Oh,
there was
yeah,
like
yeah,
a dude
me
at
too.
the end with the fucking gold, and I was like, someday I can get there. I know I can. It's just right there in that field.
And to me, it wasn't like yeah, and I thought the same thing. To me, it wasn't like a little person, a midget, whatever, right? It was like a tiny little creature, right? Just like
Yep.
like I said, dick size. I got one for you. Where was that one? How did the Irish jig start?
I don't know.
Too much drink and not enough restrooms. Because essentially that's like, oh, I gotta piss.
We should be pretty
We
good.
told
at
you
that,
we're gonna
though.
have fun with this one. I said that at the beginning scene, so we were talking about that. The stair scene is iconic, where the guy like just falls down the stairs and shit. There's some like very there's scenes that like stick in my head, right?
Yeah.
Like when his wife's just like, "Oh, he's a nice little leprechaun," and you know when he's like nailing him in the wooden box. I did laugh and I did say when he's like, "I'll keep coming back." I said so dumb. 'Cause it's
Even
like,
when you know, when
I'll
like
keep coming back.
it skips forward or whatever, and Ozzy, the
The
mentally
dumb guy and the
challenged dude,
kid.
yeah. When he hears like the leprechaun crying, and then like he obviously mistakes him for like a kid or whatever, or
Yeah.
whatever that's supposed to mean, and he brushes the 4-leaf clover off the crate.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
that whole thing. I don't know why that always pops into my head. That scene where he's like crying or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, I better like let this
I know.
kid out of this crate in the basement."
Doesn't question anything.
It's like, oh, yeah, this
I
is
do
gonna
like
be
that they brought his character back in the new one. That was actually, I give them props for doing that, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I did write down, right, the typical like funny, like how they had this in horror movies with the dumb guy. Like if everyone remembers Friday the 13th Part 5, where they had like, "Do you want my chocolate? Do you want my chocolate bar?" And then that guy gets fucking murdered. You know, they do have that like trope within horror movies of some dumb guy. And then I was like, oh no, they woke in the leprechaun. It's just like, because they were like building and working on the house, and it woke him up after how long he's been sleeping down there. How was he sleeping that long? Nobody knows. What does he eat? Nobody knows. You know?
Yeah, and like even that whole thing where like he's like telling them he met a leprechaun or whatever, and then he like follows the rainbow and shit.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. But still love it. But the absurdity of some of it is what makes it kind of great, right? Like when Ozzy swallows the gold, stuff like that, where it's just like, oh, you dumb fuck.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
Even when he what's the other character's name?
The kid?
JD, is it? And like
Yeah.
he imitates.
Oh, you have the 80s
cat.
douchebag too with this fucking mullet looking hair, wearing a wife beater, right? A shtup. Is that what's it called? The Jewish people call it shtupping when they shtup Jennifer Aniston.
And like he imitates the cat, and then the leprechaun bites his hand or whatever, and they rush him to the hospital, and then they're followed to the hospital by the leprechaun, who is on a tricycle.
Oh, I was gonna say that. I wrote that down. I was like, oh my god, the tricycle is so funny.
So good.
But
Really
it's
lean into it
ridiculous.
with stuff like that.
And I think part of it is kind of fun that way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex is the kid. Yeah, Tori is Jennifer Aniston's character. I did write down like they also have like the grizzled old sheriff smoking a cigar. Probably the same thing of just having like the tiniest little bit of the cigar left. Not enough to swallow it, but just enough to hang off his lip.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Do you know what as well? Actually, I had put down. You know, he kills the pawn shop owner with the pogo stick.
And that's the second one, right? That's the
Is it in
first
this-
one. No, it's a pogo stick, but is it? I don't think it's the pawn shop owner because that guy's from the third one. Because that's
But do they
the
not?
pogo.
In
No.
in the first one.
Is there? Okay, we have to look it up now.
Don't
Leprechaun Pogo.
don't they in the first one? Don't they bring the gold to see if it's real gold somewhere?
Oh yeah, you're right. I see it. Yeah, he bounces all on this guy on a carpet. So I'm looking up the scenes right now.
So dumb.
Holy fuck, man! If no,
So dumb,
it's
like.
so funny. So funny. You should have got that scene. And I
I know,
wrote that
yeah.
down because I'm telling you right now, another iconic scene. You want to know like what really is memorable, stuff like that, where it's just the absurdity of it is just so goofy. And realistically too, like later on, there's some scenes that are pretty bright, but throughout the movie, they did make it pretty dark, and kind of creepy and stuff like that. And it got worse as the movies went on, man. Oh man, if I could bring up my screen of looking at some of the images from the movie when he was like laying there. Oh, so
After
funny.
that, after he kills the dude with the pogo stick, right? Is that the part where he's in that little
Comments on
miniature
his
car?
dirty shoes, man. Do you remember that? He's like, this guy's got dirty shoes, fucking dirty shoes. He's like, after he kills the pawn shop owner.
Yeah. So
So funny.
isn't after that? Is that the part where he's in the little miniature car and the police?
Yeah, the go-kart. They pull him over.
Yeah, and then he kills the cop, and then after that, when he goes back to the farmhouse, he's like shining all the shoes and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's probably one of my favorite scenes of all time. It's just so funny that they hint at that when he's at the pawn shop, where he's like, this guy's got dirty fucking shoes, and he starts to kind of clean them a bit. And then I think it's really funny when later on, one of my favorite scenes of this entire movie, I gotta say, was the chucking the shoe thing. I wrote down this hilarious, where they're like distracting him because they know he's gonna clean some shoes. And it's just such a weird scene because obviously it progresses where now, he's escaped and they don't know what the fuck is going on. And there's not a lot of kills, I would say, in this movie, but there is a lot of shenanigans. Let's say that. A lot of shenanigans. But I did write, it's such a weird scene when the leprechaun comes out to attack everyone. I'm like, there's 4 of them. I know he has a little bit of magic, but like there's 4 of them and the guy's got a shotgun.
Couldn't you just boot him as hard as you
I
could?
know.
Like, I feel like I could just kick him super hard, and that would be just.
If you can bring up him cleaning the shoes at some point, that would make my day.
Yeah, well, I'll have a look for it in a second.
So funny.
Yeah, like so after that he comes back, he's searching for his gold. Everyone comes back to the farmhouse. They find the house ransacked. Then one of the characters gets injured by a bear trap that the leprechaun set up.
Oh yeah, strange.
After that, they shoot the leprechaun several times. They try to leave the farmhouse when the truck breaks down due to the leprechaun biting all the internal cords. He then rams the truck with his specially made car. Do you remember that?
yeah. Little go-kart thing that I'm looking at the scenes right now because if you just look, I looked up Leprechaun Pogo and it brought up a bunch of other kill scenes. His little fucking tricycle. Oh man, so funny.
The leprechaun then goes on to
Smoking
terrorize
some of that
the
green
gang
stuff.
until Ozzy reveals that he and another character found the pot of gold. They try to head out to the hospital. The leprechaun is counting his gold when he discovers that he is missing one gold piece. The one which Ozzy, of course, swallowed.
My gold! My one piece! He fucking freaks out.
Leading him to terrorize them until Ozzy tells them about O'Grady, who was taken to a nursing home after his stroke. I forget he's still alive. Yeah, and don't they try to go out there to find out how to kill the leprechaun, isn't it?
Yeah. They try to find the typical of any horror movie of like, who's the original guy that faced off?
Yeah.
I'm surprised how long these stupid 4-leaf clover glasses had lasted for how like being on. They're still work a little bit. I think they're dying.
I
slowly.
literally can't see
They are
them
dying.
when I put these on. I like can't see.
Yeah.
It's like the vision's like really bad on these. So yeah, they get to the nursing home. They find O'Grady, who ends up actually being the leprechaun.
Oh yeah, when he's like dressed, he's like in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Man.
So good. This movie's actually really good. I forgot about that.
It is so good, but at the same time, I'm telling you right now, I could if I really thought about it, you can make these movies like pretty scary. But
Oh,
this is the
100%.
times of the over-the-top ridiculousness of some of the slasher films where they realized that people like, and this is what I missed about the 90s and in the 80s and stuff like that, even before that, even some of the 70s. It's just the way movies were done. It always makes me think of that scene from It, the original It show, where they're all at the movie theater watching the monster flick, and then they spill the popcorn on the bullies, but it's just like everyone's like hooting and hollering, all that shit. Like I wish I was remembered that, or could have experienced that. I did to an extent, but not the same way the 80s did. Like my dad used to tell me when they go see Rocker or Picture Show, and there'd be people like dressed up, yelling stuff, getting like people were just off their rockers, like just having fun watching the movie. And I feel like the 80s was kind of like the people were like sneaking in drinks, getting a little drunk while watching the movie, and it was just a different time, right? It was like people freaking out, yelling, throwing popcorn at each other. It just like was a shenanigans, and the what are they called? The movie guys didn't want to mess with people. Now they're like so strict about everything.
Yeah, well,
Don't
they're
smoke
like not
weed in
supposed
the
to do
movie
anything.
theater. Okay, I get it. Stop yelling at me.
Um, so where do we go from there?
The Chuck and Shoes. This is so funny, and they essentially it's just like this face off at the near the end, right? Or
Yeah,
they
so
have to
like he O'Grady, yeah, the leprechaun is like O'Grady or whatever, and the oh yeah, O'Grady comes, doesn't he fall through? He's like covered in blood or some shit, and he's like the only way
yeah,
to
he
kill him
murdered
is
her.
with the 4-leaf
Oh
clover,
yeah,
and then he dies.
yeah,
There is a
typical.
couple of like weird parts about this because then it's like she goes back home and then starts searching for a clover. So there is a couple of like where it's like, oh, we're in a hospital, oh, we're at
Yeah,
the farmhouse, oh, we're at the pawn shop, oh, we're back at the
they're
farmhouse.
trying. They're trying. They're trying to use a budget.
Um, but yeah, she goes back to the farmhouse. She's looking for this 4-leaf clover. The leprechaun ends up chasing her. Um, then they try to set a trap. Do you remember
Yeah, yeah,
that? And then obviously Ozzy, the dumbass, ends up telling him that he swallowed the last gold coin, and he gets fucked up by the
yep,
leprechaun. But before the leprechaun
yep.
can kill him, one of the characters takes a
Some of
4-leaf
these scenes,
clover,
man, I'm looking
and
at.
this is the bit. This is the bit that gets me. Takes a 4-leaf clover and sticks it into a wad of gum and shoots it into the leprechaun's mouth, taking
Oh
away his
yeah,
power.
I know. Like I remember that end scene where he's like, "Eat this" or whatever, and like he
Ah,
like has the slingshot, and it's just like it's not that great, man. Just for like, I
not
get
for
it,
me.
I don't mind it, but it's and I wrote that right. The ridiculousness of the leprechaun has always been embraced. I think even since the first movie, right? Trying to drink too fast, man. I was gonna grab 4, and I only brought 3, and I was like,
I only have 2.
shit.
They taste like fucking garbage.
But you have tall boys though, don't you?
I don't know. It's just a
Tall
regular size
boys.
can.
That's a tall boy. That's what we call a tall boy. This is a
Fucking
regular size beer.
pussies.
That's a tall boy.
Fucking pussies.
Yeah. Drinking those
Um,
tall boys.
So yeah, they shoot chewing gum into his mouth with the fucking thing, and then his skeleton
Hey,
appears
Tubby.
out of the well.
You got a light for an old leprechaun pipe?
Terrible. Yeah, his skeleton appears out of the well, and then Nathan hits him and pours petrol or gas into the well, blows it up, kills the leprechaun. The police arrive. Tori's
Goodbye.
reunited with her father. As the police investigate the remains of the well, where the leprechaun vows he will not rest until he recovers every last piece of his gold.
Yep, and that's where it leads us into number 2. But first, do you have any taglines for the first one?
The only one, and it's my favorite.
Your luck
one.
has ran out.
Yeah.
Your luck just ran out.
Yeah.
Well, it's fitting. You know what I mean? It is
Yeah.
fitting.
I think that's pretty good, right?
Yeah, so funny. Yeah, and I really enjoy it. Like I said, okay, out of 10 4-leaf clovers, just because I love this movie, I'm gonna give it like 9. 9 4-leaf clovers
Yeah,
out of 10.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
It's memorable to me. Oh well, I'm looking up Leprechaun 2, some of the posters, and one is very sexy.
So let's go for Leprechaun 2. So
Yeah, that's the one. The
Leprechaun
gold, the
2.
bride, and the ugly.
So
Jesus.
cringy. Leprechaun 2 is a 1994 American horror comedy film directed by Rodman Flender. The film stars
What
Warwick
a
Davis
name.
and Charlie Heath. It is the second installment in the Leprechaun franchise. Supposedly made on a budget of
Dude,
$2
that
million.
that poster, man. Yeah. Wow,
And
million
it
more.
made 2.3 million back.
Oh, wow. Boo, man. What the fuck? That's all?
Yup.
I
Not
actually kind of
great.
like this one other than that yeah, I guess I don't know. I liked it, man. It's not bad. It could
Yeah,
be.
it's
I like
not
that
the
though. That's nice.
worst.
That one in the corner this time, Luck has something. Well, I can't read what the fuck the rest of that says.
What, the
The
one
one
with
with
the
him
white background?
holding like the candle or whatever. I don't know what the candle's for, but that's the iconic cover that I remember as a kid. And I remember it being like as nostalgic. This time, luck has nothing to do with it. Oh, that's what it says. But these are the covers that remind me of, like, brings me back to being a kid and seeing like the Friday 13th cover and the Nightmare on Elm Street cover and the Leprechaun, like all these slasher
Oh, look at
films.
that one.
And that's sick, man.
See the way that's done? The hand
Yeah.
is like a
It's
flap.
almost 3D.
No, that's a flap. So you pull that back and it opens the case.
Why don't you have that?
I don't know. I need that. Someone get me that.
Well, man, they really shit on this one. Like, I guess because people saw the first one, they're like, stupid, and then didn't want to see this one. Or maybe they just didn't promote it as well. I do really like that the VHS was green. That is pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, you're right as well. Actually, the film received mostly negative reviews from critics who criticized its story, acting outside of Warwick Davis, and low budget, but praised the humor. Leprechaun 2 holds an approval rating of 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten
based on
Tomatoes is
16
full of
reviews.
shit, man. Rotten Tomatoes is full of shit. All right, everybody, go give this movie 5 stars for us. I did write down the movie is well done. I don't care. The idea of the bride is funny, and I did laugh at the fact that they have the greedy Jewish uncle, because it is kind of just poking fun at that shit. And I was like, well, his name is Morty, and you can't trick Morty because Morty is smarter. Whatever his rhyme that he tried to kick.
Did you know, laddie, that this is the only Leprechaun film to take place on St. Patrick's Day?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's kind of cool.
And it also
I said,
had
how
a-
the hell? Listen,
What?
how the okay? You keep going because I was gonna freak at it for a second.
No, go ahead. Freak out.
How the fuck does he come out of a tree when he's supposed to be dropped down a fucking well?
That's a fair
Why?
point. That's a fair
Why
point.
is he out of a fucking tree, man? I was like, that doesn't even make fucking sense, man. It would have been smarter if they showed maybe that a tree grew over the fucking well. I don't know. Maybe that's where they were going, but they had to have shown. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they didn't
Ew.
really explain that.
Come on, it's St. Paddy's Day. It's all in good fun.
Did you know that this movie had an alternate title? It was previously going to be known as Leprechaun, One Wedding and Lots of Funerals.
That's what it was going to be called.
Yep.
See, what other movie did we talk about this with? I can't remember what, but we said like it's okay just to call it 2 sometimes. It's okay.
Yeah, just leave it alone.
You don't have to like do this
it,
like
yeah.
elaborate thing of like,
Yeah.
There, I can't. I'm surprised I can't think of a movie, but like the Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Dream Child, like some of those weren't bad. Dream Child is awful, obviously. Go back to our deep dive, but there is like sometimes where I'm like, you're pushing it. It's stupid. Why are you doing that? Just call it 3, 4, 5. Just do it that way, or like chapter 2.
Also, this movie was only in production for like less than 6 months. So like the turnaround time on this was less than half a year from start to finish.
That's fucking why, man. But for some reason, I kind of love it.
In its opening
Jesus.
weekend, the film opened in 252 theaters and grossed $672,000. In the United States, the film's box office totaled $2.3 million. So it probably didn't make any money back.
Wow, that is fucking sad. Well, when you got bad actors, it's so funny when he comes out of the tree. So Leprechaun comes out of the tree, right? And he's like, coming back. I'm the Leprechaun, I'm back, right? And then he sees the homeless guy sitting there. The homeless guy's like, what the fuck did I take? Did I smoke too much meth or something? Then he drinks his whiskey, looks at it. It's Canadian, and he spits it out. It's just so funny because Canadian whiskey is like a thing here, right? That there's a lot of Canadian whiskeys out there. And just funny that they added that in. I was like, oh, that's a blow. Gay. It's a low blow, bro. Fucking Canadians know how to make whiskey, you know? Put a little maple syrup in that shit. All of a sudden, it's a little sweet maple syrup and a little whiskey, man.
Leprechaun. Don't they live in Ireland?
I think
yes,
they do.
Homie. Yes, they do, homie. Yes, homie. Oh, that was my really shit attempt to be.
Did you ever, on a Patreon episode, Sawyer can do it. He can do Homer and Marge pretty well. It's close. And he did it with me, Billy, and Brett, and it was fairly fun. Homie! It was like something
that
like
was
it was
actually
better than
really good. I think that's the first time
Homie, fuck me. That went into something else.
I probably wouldn't. Let me just take you off screen when you're doing that, though, because you look like you're having some sort of stroke.
I am. It's so funny because I want to do voice acting. That is a plan at sometime soon. I'm gonna try to do.
Give me some of your best impressions. Give me your best, right?
Yes,
Hold on,
okay.
right? Give me your best.
I don't do impressions. I use different voices.
Okay, well, give me your best
Just keep going
voices. Your most amazing version of Leprechaun. Now, okay, right? I don't want you to be Warwick Davis. I don't want you to be his Leprechaun, right? I'm going to set the scene for you and for everybody, right? I've just written a script for a new Leprechaun movie. Trimark Pictures have said, you know what, Aaron? You're amazing. You're great.
Okay.
So me and you were sitting in a boardroom, and I said, Tom, I want you to voice the new Leprechaun for my movie.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Hit me with some stuff.
All right. I'm a leprechaun. That's so bad. Give me some gold. And now it's gonna see every time I try to do one thing, it goes somewhere else.
That sounded like fucking.
Give me some gold or I'll tear your fucking eyes out.
Oh man, that hurt my throat. There. It's because you're gonna get. Because I figured he would, or it's like this, or it's like, give me your gold or I'll fuck you up, motherfucker. You know what I mean? It'd be something like that where it'd be like so high pitched because he's so tiny, right? Or it'd be like this. Fucking piece of shit. I gotta fuck you up. Take my gold. You know, because it would be so tiny. You wouldn't be able to hear him. It's like Kind of Shrunk the Kids. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, it was pretty good, to be fair. That was everything
We'll
I
do it
expected
live.
and more.
We'll do it live!
I think I'm dying
Nice
here,
to
man.
make fun of a leprechaun.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make fun of you.
So funny.
Enough with the leprechaun.
Yeah, fuck the Leprechaun.
No, we're getting way more into the leprechaun.
Yeah,
Fucking
I
Dennis.
this one for me is kind of weird.
Oh
right?
man, the
Because,
hat.
Yeah, I like a lot of aspects of it, but at the same time, I do feel like it's one of the more like forgotten ones, or like not as like fondly looked upon.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at his different costumes, because like this one is slightly different.
Like, is it
Just
cause
a bit?
it-
Hang on, let me
right,
switch
i-
back
if
on
it
that one.
makes sense to you in a way, I feel like even things like Back to the Hood and stuff are probably more highly regarded by fans of the franchise than this one.
I would agree with that. Slightly more entertaining.
Yeah.
But this one was significant to me, just because I grew up, and then like once I watched the first one, I'm like, oh, there's another one. Like I want to see this. I was obsessed with this shit when I was a kid, but that's why I said I didn't stray away from what I like, maybe what the covers were and stuff like that, and what I was how I just got drawn into slasher films. You know, drawn Jason Voorhees when I'm 9 years old. That's not probably great, but I was doing that, and like, dead bodies everywhere. Kind of fucked up, but I did it and I'm okay now. But like I remember that scene where it's like supposed to be what back in the day, and for some reason he's trying to like trap another girl or whatever. And I don't know, it didn't pan out the way they wanted it to. Because it would be a good idea to kind of throw it back to like when leprechauns were like folklore back in, the 1800s or whatever, but it didn't pan out the way I think that they thought it would. I wrote cringe. I don't know what that was for, but there was definitely some cringy parts of this movie.
Yeah, and you know what else I don't like? And this is like a really like minute, like small thing, but for some reason it really pisses me off. Like it really irritates me every time I watch the movie. You know that whole thing with like the leprechaun can marry any girl who sneezes 3 times, provided nobody says God bless you.
Yeah, that shit's weird too.
Now,
Why'd they add
that
that?
shit, like I know that we're trying to like that. That's definitely, I can tell you right now. That's like the Americanization of being like, oh, that sounds like something to do in Ireland. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's just, that's a really terrible, like shitty attempt at like coming up with some like old Irish lore.
Dude, it's kind of the same thing a little bit. But did you ever have, this is so off topic, but do you ever have sex bracelets there? Do you know what those are? So when we were teenagers, I don't know how this got sold to us, but there was like literally just a band, and you would collect all these band, like a plastic kind of rubber band kind of thing you'd wear around, very thin, very small, and you would get different colors. And if somebody broke one of yours, and it was a kind of joke, nobody actually ever did it, but chicks would wear these to dances, we would wear them. And then if you like broke a green one, and then you had to like give them a hug. If you broke a gray one, it'd been a kiss. If you broke a blue one, it would have been like a blowjob. And we were wearing this when we were kids. And if you had a black one and somebody like broke it off your wrist, you would sex. This is sold to us as kids.
So like I could run up to a chick and like break the blue one and the purple one and the black one and get like a 69 and blowjob. Fuck.
Yeah, that is the premise of it. I never saw it put into practice, but it was a thing.
Just in the corner.
And I definitely like wore them. Yeah. Fuck. You said this is a game, right? If anyone remembers that, it'd be very funny because I don't know how it was sold to us. Maybe it was a more adult thing, but there was things like Skittle parties, which we actually did. A Skittle party? What about a Skittle party?
No.
Kids bring all their drugs from all their parents' house. Like whatever drugs their parents has in the fucking medicine cabinet or whatever, and then you pour it onto to a bowl, and then everyone takes some drugs. And the idea is most kids die. It's happened once or twice.
That sounds like a really good game.
I'll tell you one more. Okay. Do you know what a lipstick party is?
I do not.
Wow, man. So the idea is that it's a party, girls and guys. Every girl wears a different lipstick. Okay, the guy with the most colorful dick wins.
What?
That's like a real urban legend type shit, man. Damn, I wish I brought this up in the urban legends episode. I did write down because we're in this kind of weird mindset. I did write the tit scene definitely made me feel a type of way when I was a kid, but he definitely wouldn't have died. And now I'm like trying to remember what the kill scene was because I definitely wrote down like there's no way he would have died from that. I try to think. Can you remember what happened? Oh, that's why he puts his face into the fan. That's a memorable scene where he's like walking up and he's casting this image of the girl using his magic, right? Because in this one he's like super magical, and then he puts his face into the fan. It wouldn't kill you, but it would mess up your face, but you wouldn't die. It's an industrial fan. It would have hurt a lot, but.
You know what I hate as well, and I know it has to be because it's like obviously Irish based or whatever, but like I hate the way they name some of the characters. Like they have Bridget Callum, Sergeant Kelly, William O'Day, and I'm like,
they have to, man. It is supposed to be on St. Paddy's Day. They gotta.
But motherfuckers, I'm in Ireland.
But it's
right
racist.
Now. I live in Ireland, and nobody that I've ever known is called Willie O'Day or fucking. Bridgie Callum.
Yeah, that's very funny. Do you know how many Americans for a long time and probably until the internet really popped off thought that Canadians lived in igloos?
Do you know how
many people tell me, oh, you fucking drink maple syrup up there? It's like, yeah, we make maple syrup. We're not fucking drinking it by the quart load.
Do you know how many Americans still believe that in Ireland it's like Darby O'Gill and the Little People, and we go around on horse and carts?
Wow.
I have a.
Have you seen the intellect level of Americans?
Yeah, that's true. I have an
Canadians
American.
too.
Sorry, American listeners.
Yeah.
I have an American
They know
uncle
it.
through marriage, and his dad, like who's like what in the 70s or 80s or whatever, until like recently believed that like he was like shocked when we came to the States to visit, because it was like, you know, what's it like here seeing like cars and stuff like that and all, like TV and whatever. And I was like, what do you mean? Like we have vehicles and stuff. And he's like, oh, do you guys not go around on like horse and cart? I'm like, no.
What the fuck? You're not Amish.
Yeah,
did he also call people with black skin the N-word?
He's also an alcoholic, so there we go.
I know a buddy's grandma that fucking literally would call people the N-word. I was like, whoa, you should like calm down a bit, lady.
Badass
So
granny.
funny. It's funny when he gets wasted. Sorry, I'm just like, I was reading off one of my thoughts.
I forgot about this, but I'm looking at the cast list, right, where you have all the names of like the different characters.
Yeah.
And I'm going down along and I see Tim Streeter, Sergeant Kelly, Ian, Housewife,
Do you see
Pub
the
Drunk.
Pub Drunk? Do you see the little black dude from Bad Santa?
So,
it's real milk chocolate.
So
When he gives him like.
Yeah, so then I see tourist girlfriend, tourist homeless man, detective, Tony Cox as Black Leprechaun.
His name is Tony Cox. Wow, what a name! He should have been a porn star.
I know.
That's the guy from Bad Santa.
That would have been like a really good
Other shit.
Yeah.
Porn star name.
In,
Hey, people are into all sorts of weird shit, man. There's people that literally like, being inside some weird bondage plastic suit. You know that? You know those guys? You know fucking people under the stairs, right? There's people like that stuff. So I don't know about that. The guy, I want to cover that movie. That guy running around the fucking house in his weird bondage suit. God damn. What are you doing?
So where do we go from? I feel like I'm
Clint Howard is in this. Sorry, I was looking at the cast too. That's kind of funny.
I feel like I'm a bit lost with this one. This is like, and I feel bad for saying it, but like this is one of like the least memorable ones for me.
Dude, Michael McDonald. I did write this down. Stewart from Mad TV. That shit was funny, and he's like trying to mess with him, and he keeps the leprechaun. And he keeps making fun of him, and then he proceeds to kill him.
What bit is that? Oh yeah. No, yeah.
You know who Stewart is, right?
Yeah.
Look what I can do. Yeah, like Stewart from Mad TV. You watch that shit? Yeah. The go-kart scene is over the top and ridiculous. Real milk chocolate. And then he blows up. That's funny. That's what I had at the end of it. That's all the notes I had. Just so you guys can have a peer into my thoughts. And all the rest of them, you're only going to get one more commentary of what I thought during In the Hood, because the next movie we watched together. We watched 3 together. One will be specifically Patreon, which is Leprechaun 4, where I pissed in a bottle during the recording.
Again, everybody, free T-shirt to the first person to find the other episode where Tom pisses in a bottle.
I do not even remember. I don't remember.
Well, if someone can pull that up and they can quote to us the episode, we will send you a free T-shirt. I will.
Billy did this too. It's so funny. Billy did on one episode where he's like, I'll have to remember it. He might. And something like, if you guys can go back to this episode where I did this, I will buy you a gift card to a restaurant. And then we waited like it was like a year later, and I'm pretty sure someone messaged me on Instagram and told me what scene it was. And I was like, and I told him, and he's like, oh, fuck, I don't know. He's like, I don't have that kind of money. I can't give you a $50 gift card and then ship it.
Well, I won't do any of that, but I will send you a T-shirt.
I don't remember. Was it one we recorded on your show? It must have been.
Yeah.
Because we do like 3 hours shit.
I remember we were kind of laughing about it because I mentioned something about one time, like I filled multiple bottles full of piss because I was gaming and I wouldn't get up from the computer.
Never done that. Only done it during podcasting or in the car.
Like, pissed in like cans and everything.
Man, you're like one of those guys. You walk into the room after like a binge, and he's been doing like coke and stuff, and there's just like piss bottles, half open beer bottles. Nobody knows what the difference is. Yeah, we can throw it to the third one because number 2, I still enjoy it, but it is corny. There is very cringy scenes in it, but for what it is in the franchise, I still do enjoy it.
Yeah, I just feel like I don't know, it's strange. It just seems like a little bit forgettable in the context of the whole franchise. It seems the most like tame and kind of, I suppose, for want of a better word, like
I kind of agree with that.
boring, considering the rest of them are so outlandish. That one just seems to kind of like disappear.
It's one I do remember just because I remember watching it young, right? And there's certain scenes, the fan face titty scene, like that should like I was a kid. That like reminds me of that. This one that we're gonna get to is more memorable, but I will say I'll be a little generous. I'll give it like a 4.5 out of 10 Clover leaves.
Yeah, I'll give it a 5.5.
Yeah.
I'll be quite generous. Now, welcome to Vegas. The odds are you won't leave alive.
Love this one. This is one of my favorites,
good.
not gonna lie.
And my favorite ever poster, I think, is this one.
So funny. I'd never
So
seen that poster. And
ridiculous.
when you posted it for the commentary, I was like, wow, I've never seen that.
So ridiculous looking. So
Man,
bizarre.
you guys have to listen to the commentary and watch along with us. Like you have to do it because it is so funny because there's so many weird things about this movie. Like I'm just looking up the the pictures of it and just like the magical guy that's not really magical and like there's so many things I remember that I really do enjoy about the third one. I still have this on DVD. It's like the one that I still had for some reason. I had a huge collection of all the movies, which I got to rebuy. And I still have the third one somewhere because the one I didn't lose.
Oh, look at this. This thing here is like a promotional thing they must have sent out to video stores. So we have like quotes from
That's cool.
Ryan from Take Two Video. Both Leprechaun 1 and 2 did killer for us. The Leprechaun has a following like Freddy.
So is it... Well, did it happen because like Leprechaun 2 maybe didn't do well in theaters, but did it do better? It might have done better in VHS because
that's why they switched over because they were making hundreds of millions from that. So like, let's read some of this stuff here. Consumer awareness. The sequel to 2 of the most popular and acclaimed horror franchises, Leprechaun, has sold over 120,000 units, 4.9 million rental turns, 8.7 million rental revenue. Leprechaun 2 sold over 85,000 units.
That's what I'm saying. So it is definitely that, I don't know, cult following when it comes to film, especially back then, VHSs.
National Post Street Day radio promotion, taggable radio promotion in 150 of the top
ABC,
US markets.
NBC, Fox, MTV. Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Delivering
Comedy
over
Network.
22 million consumer impressions. 60-day pay-per-view hold.
Oh, that's stupid. They're like bragging about how much shit they had, like in the, you know what I mean? How much the consumer impressions. So like things that they.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So
are they talking about like products they're selling throughout the movie advertisement? Or are they saying like how they make fun of like Elvis and they make references to like pop culture? I don't really get that one.
No, so what this is they would send this to video stores to explain like the promotion they've put into it, how big it can be.
Oh yeah.
So like it would be like if me and you own a video store, we would get this, and this was supposed to like push us over the edge to like buy a shit ton of copies of this movie. So like if you look here at the bottom right, look, you have order date. And then we've got street date, right? So that like explains like when it's coming out. And then if you look down here in this corner, it has $30 off a 3-pack. So a video store would buy 3 at a time and get $30 off the full price.
I would have rented it. I rented it when I was whatever, like with friends. Again, obviously parents to do it, but it is funny because if I was growing up and I was like 20. I would have still consumed these like a crack addict consumes crack.
Oh, 100%. And you know what? Like at the time, I would imagine things like that like pushed the video store owners over the edge to be like, well, I need to get 20 copies of this movie. It's going to be huge.
Yeah.
And apparently all these were, the entire franchise was like massive for video rentals.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's I can't do it.
Same as
that
we
guy was
talked
a
about
fucking reptilian.
We talked about Trauma and Full Moon Pictures. Full Moon Pictures was another one
Yeah.
that made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars straight off a video. Like they actually, like Charles Band was like, I never want to see a theatrical release again. This was obviously in the 90s and stuff. He was like, I don't want to ever go to theater ever
Yeah.
again. I make too much money.
It's so crazy because I would like to obviously dive back into Trauma and stuff like that because like I haven't seen many of those movies in a long time, but it is crazy how that era of buying VHSs is so big nowadays. It's like streaming. You're not like when you buy movies obviously on digital, you're not buying them, you're renting them, and they're just renting them for a long period of time.
Because can't that shit be terminated at any time, even if you buy it?
I think so. But luckily, like I bought like a shitload of movies digitally on PlayStation and Drunk Stupors and all sorts of things where I was like, I want to buy this. And luckily, then when the PlayStation 5 came out, they didn't have that like where you could buy movies on the PlayStation anymore. But luckily, it converted all of my movies over because I had like new movies at the time. I had all these horror movies, like just stuff. And I should probably go back and look at it because I have like hundreds of movies. And I'm like, I don't actually own these. And how much money I spent when it could have been physical copies. Now that I've been buying physical copies of movies to like build up my collection of horror movies like I used to have. And I'm happy I'm doing it, but I could have spent so much money on physical copies. I had a huge collection by now. I have it digitally, but
it's funny. I've heard people like Eli Roth, Rob Zombie, and a few others, Quentin Tarantino, talk about like having movie rooms in their house where they would just collect physical media of like movies they enjoyed or favorite movies and stuff. And they always get asked the question about like, why. And it's funny because I like back then, obviously, when I had looked at these interviews, I never really thought of it like I do now. But they were like, okay, what happens if the internet goes down? And like,
yeah, that's true.
The people behind the camera were like, what do you mean? It's like, well, how are you going to watch movies?
Exactly.
Like if
That's
Netflix
so funny.
crashes tomorrow, what happens?
No, yeah, I know. No, if we still have power, I have movies to watch. I'll watch all these horrible wrong turn movies that I'm on the fourth one. I'm getting there. I was looking at just at this movie, man. I gotta say, by far one of the most iconic scenes of the entire film is the chick that wishes. It's so funny because wishes she was more attractive or whatever. It's so funny because I think she was more attractive when she had like the long hair or whatever, and then she wishes to be this weird model type, and they cut her hair. And look at her hair; it looks like Josh Hart. What's his name? Hart.
Yeah.
And,
Josh Hart.
Doesn't
in
it?
Fucking Halloween H2O.
See, go listen to that commentary, but it's because it's absurd. Your favorite part of all time, though, him turning into the leprechaun, is by far some of the funniest shit I've seen in a horror movie.
That is some of the weirdest shit. And I also don't get some of it because it's like he kind of looks like some weird like reject like Big Wolf on campus, but then for some reason when he's transforming, he's getting like a six pack as well.
I know. And this is one of my favorites just because of the rhymes that he spits. They literally, the guy that ends up like turning into a leprechaun because he gets like bit by him, he starts like getting this absurd Irish accent that is not even that great. It's just like a play on leprechauns. Oh, you laddie! And like doing shit like that.
Awful. It's god awful.
It's really bad, but it makes the film. Like it makes part of the film, dude. I was looking up images of him.
It's good.
It's so funny. And then they literally have a rhyme off at some when they're like in the hospital scene. We're gonna jump around for all the ones that we like commentate on because why not? But like it's so absurd and funny that it made me laugh. Like we enjoyed ourselves watching this shit. It's just so crazy that some of the stuff they tried to pull off.
Yeah, it's
Thank you.
I was trying to find to see what this movie made back, but I couldn't because it was another one that went direct to video, so it's like hard to find.
How can they not have, especially at this time, not have any statistics or whatever, like based on like how much it made?
After selling a spec script of his own to Blue Rider Productions, screenwriter David Dubose was given an opportunity to pitch for Leprechaun 3. David, who hadn't seen the previous two films, was only given the guidelines of Leprechaun in Las Vegas. He won against 6 other writers and had quickly put together a script due to the impending production start. Filming was filmed over the course of 14 days in Los Angeles, California, but one of those days being filmed in Las Vegas, Nevada.
It's, I think for what it is, I think that it is fun because bringing him to Vegas in the third one is just kind of a smart idea. And then once we get to the fourth one, it just goes off the rails. But the idea of bringing him to Vegas, because obviously everyone gambles and it's all about money, and gold is what our money should be based off of. It's not anymore, but and there's so many kind of iconic fun scenes. This movie was filmed in just 14 days. Whoa, that's not that's not long. Crazy.
There's a couple of other interesting things. So the film received mixed reviews from critics who praised its acting, humor, kills, and the Leprechaun's makeup, but criticized the low budget.
Yeah, I
and
did
the
like the makeup.
story. This film is widely regarded as the best Leprechaun film in the franchise.
Whoa. And I wonder, is it the guy turning into a leprechaun? Because what do we have without that?
I think it's the whole Vegas thing. It works so well.
I know.
The film holds a 0% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes based on 5 reviews.
Rotten Tomatoes is trash, dude.
Toxic. It's so toxic. It's like Robert.
You know what's funny? Can I say something for everyone? Fuck Rotten Tomatoes and fuck Slackjaw from Robert E. That's so mean. But the thing is too, right? If I know what I do when I go look up a movie, specifically one that I thought was kind of weird or different, and I'm like, I kind of liked it though. I go to the Google reviews or a review thing and see the actual people are watching it, and it's funny because when it's real reviews from real people, it's always rated way higher because people are like, yeah, I liked it for what it was. It's fun because the critics believe in trash. The amount of movies that have won Oscars or whatever that were not that great and just really boring movies that had oh, he just did a good job, playing a weird character that loves his mother. It's just I don't understand it. It's not my thing. The fans will always make the franchise.
Warwick Davis obviously has come out several times and said that this film was his favorite in the series because he loved the humor. I think it tapped into the potential of bringing a comedic element to it all, and the director who directed this one, Brian Trenchard Smith, is an incredible director. He manages to get so much out of so little money, and that's what was great about working with him. He really got the humor of the Leprechaun in this one. Did you also know that this film was the highest grossing film of 1995 not to have a theatrical release?
Okay, not to have a theatrical release. That's pretty good. I actually wonder what else was coming out in DVD then. Just make this even worse looking.
Kind of wild. And Trimark.
Did you know
the final part? They were going to make a trilogy, and this was going to be the last part.
I figured because we can tell what's going to come next.
It sold so well.
Yeah,
that's how number 4 happened.
It's so crazy. I was gonna say I didn't know that there's in 2009 there was a comic book series created from Leprechaun. Didn't know that. The Tale of Lubdan, the king and the sole survivor of the Leprechaun, the last of the Leprechauns. A treasure dealer stumbles across his pot of gold and steals it. In this modern day age, he finds buyers all over the planet through an online auction. Lubdan finds the thief after the gold is shipped to humans across the globe. Pretty interesting take because that could be turned into a movie. And I go around the world to kill people.
Where's my gold, laddie?
Where's me fucking gold?
No one takes a leprechaun's gold.
It's just so crazy, and we'll get onto gold. I really do like this one. One of my favorite parts of the entire film is there's so many the magician is makes me laugh, and this is for some of the ones that we did a commentary on. You can actually hear our thoughts in real time. So I do implore people to kind of go do that because it is some of those commentaries are fun, and we really do suggest people watch along with us because we know more people are going to listen to when we do deep dives. But realistically, when you're hanging out, having a couple drinks, throw it on while you actually watch it on your full screen TV. Because we do get into fun facts and all that stuff. And some of it is what makes it fun. I like this film because it is fun. That where she gets her lips, when you it's oh, this is what you wish for. It'll get you always could use some big lips and a big ass and big tits. And then she finally fucking explodes.
Even like,
So
with him like gambling or him going around the strip or being a magician
yeah, I
and stuff,
know.
there's just so many
So
like
fun.
fun scenes. It's like crazy. And they filmed that whole thing in Vegas that one day with no permits. They just like
Crazy.
ran out and just like shot a movie.
Well, during the commentary, we are talking about people would like, "Oh, are you filming a Leprechaun movie?" And they would like ask them to be in like people were asking to be in the background and stuff.
Which is like
It's so
wild.
good, dude.
I would do that.
I don't even care. This is one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah.
Should be well rated. It's just great. So when we get into number 4, I'm not gonna have too much to say. I'd rather people pay for the Patreon to watch it, but I want to bring you up some fun facts because with the Patreon, this is what you get. You actually get to watch the movies with us, and there's ways obviously to stream it to your TV and stuff like that. At some point, man, I might throw on our own. It's like a couple of years, just laugh at how stupid I was. But it's the cool ability of doing these commentaries, especially the ones we do for Patreon, and some that will be put on Rumble for a limited time. So go subscribe to the Rumble at Class Horrorcast. Is you get to watch along with us, and you get to see our reactions right while you're watching the movie because how we set it up. So I really do push people to kind of really enjoy that type of stuff because it's ridiculous. There's like the weird German doctor, like. How much did this one make? $0. It's rated -50 on Rotten Tomatoes.
We're moving on to the really cool movie. So
Yeah, so crazy.
Is
I will never forget that posters, man. Specifically, there's 2 that I can think of. Oh, man,
so wild.
the one in the corner, Leprechaun 4 in space with the green 4. That's the one I really remember.
I think that's the most famous one, probably. This is a 1997 American science fiction horror comedy film directed by Brian Trenchard Smith from a screenplay by Dennis A. Pratt. The film again stars Warwick Davis, Brent Jasmer, who we talked about on the commentary, was supposed to play a really famous role. And is the 4th installment in the Leprechaun franchise. It was made on a budget of $3 million. Which
all right, we're going up $1 million each time.
Fucking wild, because it's terrible.
Well, it's terrible. There's so many bad things about this movie. The set's pretty bad. It looks like and why I liked all 3 of the other ones is because they had a decent camera. This one looks like, I can't describe it other than like I said like a Family Channel movie. Like the I don't know, the way they filmed it just doesn't. It looks like a soap opera. You know how like when you watch TV and there were the quality of a TV show, you could tell the difference between a movie and even the movies that you would get on VHS. There was a quality difference of how what camera they use, and this one used the wrong camera for a movie. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Even the plot for this is like fucking so out there. In the year 2096, on a remote planet, the Leprechaun attempts to court a princess named Zarina in a nefarious plot to become king of her home planet. The 2 agree to fake marry, with each partner planning to kill the other after the wedding night in order to enjoy the marriage benefits.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think that there's somebody out there with the name Zarina right now because of this movie? Or do you think that that's just like a new millennial name where they're like, what's her name? Sahina?
My
God. Oh, man. I'm going to cut some clips for all the fans for their Instagram.
One of my favorite.
May the force be with you, laddie. That's so funny. And it's so quick too. We were at the beginning of the film, we're watching it and we're joking about the idea of him having a lightsaber because I made a joke about it. And then it's so quick within the first 15, 20 minutes of the film. It's just so weird.
Yeah, it's strange. Let me pull off some of the cast or the character names. Staff Sergeant Bux Malloy, Dr. Mittenhand, Harold, Princess Irina, Master Sergeant Metalhead Hooker, Private Sticks, Danny O'Grady, Private Mooch, Private Kowalski, Private Lucky, and James Quinn as computer voice.
Very strange, and it is the idea that they're making fun of the military names, but and like the idea of Full Metal Jacket, but also making fun of Irish names. And if you guys don't know, Doctor Mittenhand looks like he looks like, honestly, he looks like Klaus Schwab. He looks like a younger version of robotic Klaus Schwab. If you don't know who that is, you should probably find out. But it is weird. It's always like this. Oh, the German bad guy that's gonna blow up your life.
Yeah, it's so strange. You know what though? I do kind
The
of
spider, I know.
Yeah, but
I
even
know.
Doctor Mittenhand, when he's just that weird thing as well, like it's like so cringy and over the top. I actually kind of like it.
And we said we're doing this, so that's why, like, go check it out. But like, there is a lot of scenes that we pointed out that were like the dude's arm was out of. You could see his arm clearly. There's just a lot of bloopers, like mistakes that they made. Why the fuck didn't they notice that shit? But the things I will say I did like about this, the CGI when he grows big is horrible,
Oh, it's so
but there
good.
is a part of me that kind of liked it.
It's so
When
good.
he
Like,
because it's bad, it's good. If you know what I'm saying, there's a part of it that just makes it's so bad. There's the CGI looks terrible. It's like this grainy, weird texture, like like you think about those 80s movies where someone got vaporized by like a zap gun or whatever, like a zap zap, and then
that's
all of a
one of the
sudden,
better shots of it on screen right now.
yeah, that
Like
still looks horrible.
that's when
They
it like
superimposed
looks
him.
good.
Yeah,
Are
man,
those
and it looked
people
like
superimposed as well?
Mm-hmm.
Why does
A
it
lot
look
of the
like
stuff
they're just not
would
there?
have been placed over. They would have got this, like, I could imagine. I've seen people use like the old programs of how to like create like CGI and stuff like that, and it's like pretty barbaric and how it is done today. It's so crazy. It's like
So
overlaying
bad.
an image and stuff like that. How they would create like cartoons and stuff, right? You'd overlay an image like multiple times. It's just nuts, though. It's so bizarre. Always will be one of those scenes where I'm like,
Yeah, it's
whoa,
like wild.
but kind of like
Obviously,
it.
yeah, same. It's like one of the most iconic scenes in the whole movie. Um, the obviously this film was like, I would imagine, massively rushed into production because number three was so successful in
Just
video
definitely
stores.
seems like it.
Yeah, so this was another direct to video, obviously. Pre-production, an executive in charge of production for the first three movies. Um, this film originally started out as a spoof of Apollo 13 from 1995. A senior Trimark executive
Yeah, we
saw the
talked about
promo art for
that.
Apollo 13 and immediately had artwork made up replacing Tom Hanks's face on the poster with the leprechaun's face. This is what started the
And you
script
couldn't
work for the
find it,
movie.
right?
I couldn't find it, no.
So I would love to see that.
I know, right? I know. The film received negative reviews from critics who criticized its acting, dialogue, CGI,
No
and
shit.
its low budget, but praised the leprechaun and his makeup. It holds a 0% approval rating, once again on Rotten Tomatoes, based on 6 reviews. The AV Club wrote that the outer
That's
space setting
crazy.
comes off as a desperate ploy to continue a horror series without having to pay any attention to continuity or the laws of reality.
Yeah. I agree. They made it absurd. And like we said during the commentary, it's a fun watch to watch when you're having a drink, especially hearing us like shit on it. But I said I will probably not watch that for a long time.
It was fun to watch, though.
The commentary is hilarious because it's like, what the fuck, bud?
Did you know that throughout the entire movie,
Dumb jokes.
the leprechaun is never referred to as a leprechaun?
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
He's just that weird little fuck. When but he does impressions in this one where he does that like Dirty Harry kind of what's that guy's name? Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
With this, and he has guns and shit. It's just so weird. It's so offshoot. I will say, Aaron said this too, is the practical effects for the spider creature thing that the Klaus Schwab turns into is like so gnarly looking, and because Aaron is scared of spiders, it is it was funny to watch with him. So please check this out.
Certainly uncomfortable. The
It made me
site I
feel
was
weird.
looking at for some of the information, actually, there's a really funny thing. There's one comment underneath it, and it says, "This movie doesn't make sense since it took place in 2096 and the last Leprechaun movie to release came out in 2019. And then somebody
20.
commented under it and just went, moron.
Oh my. That guy messed up his dates. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That is weird. Is there any more reviews that you can pull up?
Not really. Like, there's not. Well, I'm assuming there probably is. Let me see here.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. So funny. This is horrible, right? Oh, somebody liked it. Okay, yes, it's a bad C movie, but it's so much fun. Warwick Davis plays this part like he's doing Hamlet. It's kind of funny. It is fun to watch. Much better than the Terminator reboot. What the fuck? Or Wonder Woman 1984. Almost everything. Anything else is better at the moment. Someone gave it 5 stars, bro. Four. Wow, man.
Here's one for you.
If I give this, dude, can I read this one? If I could give this 4,000 leprechauns in space, I would give it 4. Suffer not the people who do not see its true majesty, its true magnificence. The excellent acting of Warwick Davis. Truly a shocker that homie didn't get an Oscar for this thing. What a banger of a movie. Amazing film. Cole Leapley. As a year ago, you're a fucking idiot. This kid's probably like 12 and being like, I loved it. It was so good.
I have two reviews I want to read.
Okay, I'll stop reading them.
And I'll be as quick as I can, because we have the two ends of the spectrum here, right? So do we want to go with the bad one or the good one first?
Good one.
Good one. Okay, so 7 out of 10. Exquisite. Leprechaun 4 is that rare film that takes you to a place you never knew existed. In this case, it's the world of everyone's favourite leprechaun who has somehow ended up roaming around in space and decides to terrorise some unsuspecting travellers. The acting is horrendous, the special effects are ultra cheesy, and the story, well, what story? And that's why the film is so great.
Yeah.
My favourite part is the decline of Dr. Mittenhand. It creates a parallel to the life of one man, his struggles, his torments, and eventual transformation into some sort of demented spider/human hybrid. Who hasn't dealt with the same trauma and some of those pains in their own lives? When his metamorphosis is complete, he declares his new identity in a heart-wrenching line, I am no longer Mittenhand, I am Mitten Spider. This is a true milestone reached in cinema. And of course, the leprechaun represents the villain in all of us. Big evil comes in quite small packages. The leprechaun, in his quest for his goals, is simply a puppet of capitalism and corporate greed. I think we could all learn a big lesson from this little fellow. So, to summarise, I give this film a 7, because it is slow at points, but the occasional leprechaun redeems it all. Bravo. Now,
It's so crazy because there's a lot of good reviews about this movie.
now we've got the really good one. Possibly the best movie involving a leprechaun in space ever.
The only one. There's only one.
Leprechaun in Space has all the qualities for this year's Oscars, despite the fact that it did not come out this year at all. The leprechaun displayed so much soul in the film, I forgot that he was trying to kill it all. I even cried when he blew up for the 3rd time. Never mind that they used the same footage as the first 2 times he blew up. Brilliance, pure brilliance. Not once did I wish for my eyes to be gouged out, as I did while watching the atrocious Astro Zombies. Every scene captures your heart, from when the leprechaun comes out of a man's penis to the totally unnecessary breast shots. The world would be a better place if there were more films like Leprechaun and less other films. 4 out of 4 puke buckets. Also check out Leprechaun in the Hood and the fantastic miniseries The Voyage of Mimi.
Which will bring us to our next point, because I was looking up reviews for Leprechaun in the Hood. Let me give a rating for Leprechaun in Space. Just because I like the franchise, and that's it. There's actually a few points that I enjoyed. Like, if me and you were hanging out, I would throw it on when I was wasted, just because we would just laugh at it, right? It's the absurdity of it. I'll give it a 2.5. Just because we're only at a 10. I might give it a 30 if it was out of 100, maybe.
I'm gonna give this.
Which is the same thing as a 3.
I'm gonna give this a 5. Maybe a 5.5.
Really?
I had
Whoa.
way too much
Okay.
fun watching this the last time. Like way too much.
I know.
It's
I
just
agree.
so
And I only
ridiculous.
saw
I
it
was
and I was,
this
I'm telling you, I
makes
saw
any
this
sense.
once. But there's a memory I have when I was a kid of like a friend's older brother watching this or something like that, and we were too young, and we like walked in the room, and he was like jerking off to. It was really weird. I'm just kidding, but I remember like something like that, like where he walked into the room and he's watching it, and he's like, "This is like, this is a horror film. You can't watch this." And we were like pretty young, and I remembered kind of that. So like it was something that was nostalgic to me, and then when I rewatched it as a kid, I like a teenager or whatever, early 20s, I remember just thinking like, man, it's so bad. It's like I love all the other 3, but so to bring it into number 4, let me give you. It's funny how all these reviews are like 4 months ago, 5 months ago, whatever. I actually really love this film. Best movie I'm gonna do this like really excited. Best movie I've ever fucking watched in my natural born life. Oh my god, it was sheer perfection. I was almost speechless. I don't know how something of this magnitude of perfection can even exist. But lucky for us, it does. It is always a good time. The Leprechaun is so gangster. He's sick. He's frightening and spooky. Acting in this movie is top tier. Really can't say enough about it. World's best ending. I mean, wow. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. Realistically, let me finish it with how old this kid probably sounds. And that ending just left me with pure satisfaction. Great. No. Oh, my amazing. Flawless rapping and dancing so flippin' good. I couldn't recommend it more. Lep in the Hood can't do no good. Jesus. Yay, 10 out of 10.
I mean,
wow. Oh, I love that one poster.
I guess.
I like how he has the ladies that he's because he brainwashed the ladies, man. This one I can 100% say I we're doing a commentary on it next year for St. Patty's Day for the Patreon, just because it is fun.
To be honest,
he brainwashes like a bunch of like strippers is what the idea would be. Ice-T, obviously, Yeah. Can I tell you why I love this one? Can I tell you?
Sure.
Rhymes.
Yeah.
Rhymes, bro.
It's a very strong part, isn't it?
Yep.
This one was made on a budget of 1.4 million. Again, I'm not sure what the return on that was. It was the last movie to be released by Trimark, and it was direct to video.
Makes sense,
as
actually.
Usual.
Yep. Wow. So I was gonna say, Ice-T in that damn ass afro wig looks stupid.
Yeah, there's some good names in this one. Mac Daddy-O Nasus. Postmaster P.
Nasus.
Smith. Stray Bullet. Butch. Jackie D. Cow Young P. Fontaine Rivera.
Hey, I can't shit on anything. I went from my name being Tom Thompson, normal kind of rap name. I know what my original hip hop name was when I first started rapping when I was like 13, 14 or whatever. I was 14 probably when I first wrote my first rhyme. You want to know what my name was?
What?
TCP, my initials. Yeah. Pretty cringy. And then I was negative for a long time. That was my rap name, was Negative, because I rapped about everything negative. And my cousin that used to rap actually like kind of liked that name. And it's so weird. And then I went to Tom Palladian based on aliens because I want to get closer to my own name. And then I was like, took my grandfather's name, Tom Thompson. And then eventually it went fucking full circle back to retarded. And I was like, I'm going to be the Raptillion. And I stuck with that shit. I know.
I feel
so
like the
bizarre.
Reptilian is pretty good. Critical response for this movie. The film received mixed reviews from critics who praised its characters and acting, the Leprechaun's makeup and story, but criticized the low budget once again. It currently holds a 33% approval rating, the highest of any film in the series on Rotten Tomatoes, based on 8 reviews.
You know why?
Why?
Got that black audience, man.
Probably.
Tricked him, man.
The AV Club wrote that hip-hop themed sequel in the film series was inevitable, and the result is intermittently amusing. Mike Flaherty of Entertainment Weekly rated it B+, and wrote, bloody, broad, and comically brutal. It's blaxploitation at its best. IGN rated it 6 out of 10 stars and called it really dumb, but also really entertaining. Film Critic rated it 1.5 stars and wrote, there is simply nothing to recommend here, even a little. And then E! Online ranked it 8 in their top 10 hilarious stoner movies.
Hey, man, realistically, if when you come down here, I'll get you fucking bliss out of your mind. We'll just watch the whole series. And Chelsea will be standing there like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, we're just having a marathon. I don't know if you want to do. I want you to do this for me. Look up Leprechaun in the Hood. Warwick trying to get lit. Bring up that image for me. It will creep people out, but at the same time make you laugh. Just put up Warwick David trying to get lit. I'll read you some of my notes while we do this. Midget Midas motherfucker was very funny because when they have their confrontation at the beginning, when Ice Cube survives the Leprechaun encounter, when they find the gold and he has his big afro, he calls him Midget Midas motherfucker. Thought that was quite funny. And also, did you remember when the baseball bat comes out of his afro?
Ridiculous.
Do you remember that?
So ridiculous, but brilliant at the same time.
There is a line from a nonfiction song where he's like, I know motherfuckers pulling gats out the afro. And I'm like, how would you put a gun in your afro, bro? And the thing is, when I heard this song as a kid, I thought he said asshole. I thought he said, I know motherfuckers pulling gats out of their asshole. And I was like, whoa, that guy's real gutter.
What exactly am I looking for here, image-wise?
It's him with his little shorts. He doesn't have a hat on. It looks like a real life leprechaun. It's on Reddit. Did you see it?
I think I know the one you're talking about. They're like
yeah. It looks like a real photo of like it's a candid shot or whatever, and it's fucking weird. Yeah, that shit. Oh man, somebody go look this up. Go watch the video of it. It's so absurd. It's Warwick Davis. He's in costume, but he's also not in costume. He has the headpiece on, and they're getting this scene obviously set up for him about to like hit the bong. Oh, that's cool. Some of the behind the scenes clips are really cool, and it's just like now he's got the shoes on. So yeah, put them side by side. He's wearing his weird, comfortable like little people shoes. That probably make his feet a little better because it doesn't look like he stands that well. And then it just looks like a weird guy, some homeless guy talking to a black guy about his bong. I like that bong you got, man. I've never tried that thing. Do you see what I'm saying? Is that bizarre?
It's so hilarious though.
One of the funniest things I've seen online for a while. I remember seeing that image the first time and I was like, whoa. So funny. The baseball bat in the half row. I liked when he's like, curious aroma. When he smokes the weed. It's the bomb. Oh, that shit's weird. I would love that fucking thing though. For all the audio listeners, we're looking at like a bust, like a full on, almost the size of Warwick Davis is staying beside it. And it's like, what would you call that? It's not a bust because it's more than that. It's like a full live.
What do they call that shit?
A statue? I don't know.
I guess so. But like it has the full costume and everything.
It's pretty cool. The costume should be a little dirtier.
Yeah, I would definitely probably like want to do something with that to like
bloody it up or something.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, man. I love this franchise and this movie. Oh, that's pretty funny. I wrote down should I say this? It's a little offensive to people.
Yeah, go ahead. Why not?
I said the tranny getting fucked by the leprechaun because I forgot about how like there's all this weird, you know what I mean? There's all this weird shit in this whole movie is like just like offshoot and weird. Like they're hiding out at this cross-dresser's house. You know what I mean? It's so weird. And it's like they're hanging out in the like I'm not whatever. People when you're an adult, I don't really give a shit what you do. Just do it behind a closed door. Don't do it in front of a kid, and I'm fucking happy about it. Do whatever the fuck you want with your life. And it's just so funny that they like go into this room and then they're like, hey, and like they're like we gotta set up and do our like rap party thing while we're here, while we're hiding out from the leprechaun. And then it's just like that the cross, because at the time it would have been more cross dressing. It's just like keeps hitting on all of them and shit, and then what happens later.
Yeah, for people who don't know, just to give like a really quick synopsis, but Los
Before
Angeles
Tom goes off.
Los Angeles rap artist Stray Bullet, Butch, and Postmaster P accidentally free a leprechaun that was imprisoned by record producer Mac Daddy some years earlier. The leprechaun hunts the friends in order to recover
That's
his
Ice-T's
magic
character.
flute, which places
Oh,
listeners
it's weird. That's like your
of
sound
its
effect.
tune in a euphoric trance.
You drunk fuck.
Also, if you look up like the plot for this movie, the last sentence
Yeah.
of the entire plot is my favorite. The film ends with the leprechaun rapping about being an evil Irish leprechaun.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah. Well, we know. It is so funny because like a lot of these movies, and we talked about this when we get into Back to the Hood, which is one of my personal favorites, but not in the base. We'll get to why I don't like it. But this one I liked a lot because the Leprechaun rhymes a lot. He spits the fire bars, man. That's what he's doing. He's coming into the show when he's ready to just go off, and he'll battle rap you all day long. He'll butcher you. He's a fun guy. But it is kind of funny because some of the kills are weak, as I've mentioned in other. There's some 1 and 2 is not too bad, 3 is not bad, but as the franchise goes down the road, the kills get weak. They get where you can tell they couldn't spend money on it, like not in the same way. Even Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th did this, but there was always like some sort of gore, or the kills were bloody. And there's a couple kills I think in this movie where it just cuts off the camera, and then you don't really see anything. Which I'm here for kills, man. I'm here for rhymes, kills, and fucking leprechauns, man.
Which I think is a misstep because if you look at the newest Leprechaun movie, they kind of went back to like having the practical effects and stuff, and it was really effective.
Yeah. I know, I liked it too. I laughed because they had the black church scene, of course. Like, there's a lot of stuff that they're obviously like stereotyping, like for sure. Like, there's definitely scenes in this movie that are stereotyping, like just like just black people in general. But that they would have went to theaters and laughed their ass off. It's like, did this go to theaters, right, or did this go straight to VHS?
This one's straight to video. Straight
to
video.
I can't help it, man. I remember these films, man. They made me fucking laugh. They're so ridiculous. I noticed that Coolio was in this movie. Do you know who Coolio is?
Do I know who Coolio is?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Gangster's Paradise.
Yeah, I
as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
I saw Coolio live a couple of years
No
back.
way.
Yeah,
really?
This is so wild.
Wow, man.
He done a gig. Hold on, let me see if I can.
He's broke as fuck now, man. He's sold his soul away, his life. Let me tell you the story then, right? I used to like Coolio a bit when I was young and I was a preteen or whatever. My mom bought me one of his CDs from the bargain bin. Literally, it was like in the bargain bin, like the cheapest shit. It's the one. It's like it has a blue cover, and I actually kind of liked it when I was a kid. I was like, the album wasn't too bad. It was just kind of old school and fun for what it was, but that album did not sell well. Not a lot of his shit did.
Let me see. Can I pull this up just for fun? There we go.
Weird. You went to that?
Yeah, he played in my town in like the local.
Wow, bar. I would have definitely went in a
I
local bar, man.
Yeah, dude.
How do you look? Look rough.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and
performing Gangster's Paradise and all of his other hits. What other hits?
He stayed in one of the local hotels, and I used to work with a girl who worked there, and apparently he was up to no good all night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, he's dead now.
Oh yeah, he did die.
Yeah, he died. Yeah.
Was that not long ago?
Yeah, it was like what, in the last like year or two.
Illuminati killed him.
Let me see.
Just kidding. He's not. He's not worth being sacrificed. There's no point to do that. It's so there's so many funny scenes. That's why I bring this up. The blind lady, which is kind of funny. Like just she doesn't even notice the leprechaun. She's like, "Oh, you must be one of his short friends." Also, I did write down the makeup is usually always pretty decent, man. You know, I don't know. There's something about there's your background. Is that where you live? All the
No.
farmland in Ireland. So funny.
Will I
Aaron's
pull it?
fucking around with the stream right
I
now.
don't know if I'll be able to pull this up or not. Oh, here we go.
Oh yeah.
This is the
Gotta take
best.
the image. Okay, I want to hear this.
That was just like it's like he's being held hostage or something.
Okay, yeah.
Yo, what's up, Wexford? This is Coolio with the flow. I'm on the way, biatch. Yeah. Wexford tonight. Shaka Zulu, man. Yo, what's up, Wexford? This is Coolio.
I'm on like fucking so much crack. Whoa, you have so many windows open,
Yeah,
man.
I know, dude. I know.
I try to limit that shit. That's so funny. I don't know. I wrote some stuff that I'm not gonna say. Just to think it's I think he's gonna fuck him to death. Oh, I wrote that about the crossdresser.
You're really
Oh,
not
man.
digging the crossdresser.
I just thought it was a weird scene, man. The whole thing was weird, but at the same time, yeah. Did you watch Cat Williams stuff? What are they doing, man? You know, not to bring that up, but you know, humiliation rituals maybe. The rap at the end, "Lep in the hood, up to no good." I just put so funny, and that's something I always remember, and I'll always remember, right? Because during that drunken live stream, that is forever gone. I deleted it from everywhere. Part of me wishes I should have kept it up. But it was on Patreon, and then I watched it. One time I was going through our stuff on Patreon, some of the older episodes with me and Billy. We did a really drunk Christmas crime episode that was like just like Uncle Rants is what one of our famous fans, Dutch, called it. And I couldn't. When I looked at the St. Patty's Day episode we did, and on mushrooms, it was like I can't have this out there in public. Not good.
That
Because
bad?
at the end, I kept playing Leprechaun rhyming over and over and over again, and then everyone realized I was like checked out. It was on a live stream that I kept running for 20 minutes after I left the room, or 2 hours, I think.
Yikes.
I think it was 2
So you
hours.
were completely...
Yeah. Out of it. Chelsea was like, "It's 9:00." It was like 9:30, and I was like, blitzed. Well, I kept waking up in bed, not knowing why I was there. And I'll never forget that because I wore this stupid outfit, the exact thing I'm wearing now. Like fucking nightmares.
You're having
You need to
fucking-
dress up like the Riddler, and then you'll
Oh,
fucking
dude,
feel it.
I don't think I could even look at that jacket ever again.
Yeah, for the people that don't know, that's out there on Patreon. Just the last hour's cut because we didn't need it. That's for sure.
We really didn't need it.
So honestly, I actually really like Leprechaun in the Hood. The rhymes. There's so many funny, memorable parts of this movie. It's one that I definitely do remember as a kid. I'm gonna rate it like a 6.5, man. Just because and realistically, there's movies I'll rate really high that I'll watch once that are just fucked up, but they're like well done. Like I've said, like Hereditary or something like that. But there's movies like this where I'm gonna watch this. Probably I don't know 30 more times in my lifetime, maybe more than that. So like I've already seen it like probably 30 times, 30, 40 times. Like I've watched this a fair amount within my lifetime of only being alive for 31 years. So, I got to rate it based on that I do enjoy it,
Yeah, I would probably go somewhere similar, to be honest. It's a weird one, right? Because it's not something that I think about often. But then
when that time of year.
Yeah. And then when I think about it, I have watched it like way more than I thought I had.
Oh yeah,
that makes sense.
I haven't seen it in a bit though, but it's so funny because like the one we're getting into next is one that I really remember. But realistically, in the last couple of years, when I've watched Leprechaun movies near St. Patty's Day, it has always been 1, 2, and 3. In the Hood, I would slip in there if but there are some I haven't gone back to as much. But that's why I tend to give even the first 3 decent rating, just because, man, I don't know, there's nostalgic to me. We got what we got, man. I keep saying that on these episodes, but we got what we got, and just enjoy what you have.
You have no choice.
Be thankful that we got movies like this.
Yeah. So do we want to jump into, I guess, the final one for it's not the final Leprechaun movie, but it's the final one of this like original series or whatever
with Warwick Davis? Yeah. Yep. Leprechaun Back to the Hood. One that I am very familiar with, and one that I remember. As I said, everybody, we did a full blown commentary on this. It will be out before this episode. It's done, Aaron, so it's ready to fire off while we're recording this one. And it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought. And the thing is, what we said, we both discussed this, how we don't like how Leprechaun, I wanted to hear your thoughts, doesn't say much on this movie, right? But the humor, the black humor that there is, it kind of sold it a little more. It was fun.
Yeah, if I had have gotten the Leprechaun I'm used to in this movie,
oh yeah,
this definitely would have been like probably my favorite, if not my favorite, probably like in the top two.
I kind of would agree.
It's a 2003 American horror film written and directed by Stephen Ailroonley or something. I don't know. Leprechaun Back to the Hood is the 6th installment of the Leprechaun franchise, and as of now, the last entry in the series to feature Warwick Davis as the Leprechaun. I do not have a budget, and I do not have how much money it made.
It's so funny because like no taglines for these ones either.
Yeah, it's like
evil has a whole new rap.
Yeah,
it's shit like that. It's like one tagline.
The original setting for the film was supposed to be a tropical island in the middle of spring break, though executives at Lionsgate had the director and writer change the location of the film to an urban environment like the previous entry in the series, feeling like it would resonate more with fans of the series. The film holds a 25%
black fans.
Yeah, that's exactly, yeah. The film holds a 25% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes based on 8 reviews. In its 25 worst sequels ever made article, Entertainment Weekly named the film the 3rd worst sequel of all time, writing, "If a movie could spark a race riot, this is it."
Oh, come on with that fucking BLM shit. Come on. I'm going to say one thing. Communism. But like, come on. You can't fucking be like, oh, it's going to start a race riot because they make fun of some shit. Calm down, everybody. You can say whatever the hell you want to me about white people. You can call us colonizer. You can call whatever you want. They can't even do that to Aaron because he didn't colonize shit, man. He's a native. But like at the same time, stop, calm down, everybody. They called it Back to the Hood. Sticky Fingers is in it, man. Sticky Fingers got baseball batted. Drive-by baseball batted. And that's one of the scenes that will always be my favorite.
That is a pretty good scene. I also didn't really pick up on this.
Do you want? You can tell me. No. I was going to tell you why I like this film. You already know why.
Despite the title, the film has a new Leprechaun, which is why he has the different look. The Leprechaun is called Basil.
What? Ew.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
I know, right?
Makes me go, ew. I don't like that.
I know.
His name is Basil?
Yep.
Like Austin Powers.
Yep.
Basil
the Leprechaun.
I don't like that. And what is the Leprechaun's name originally? Do we actually know?
Lubden, or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah. That's what the comic book thing said. That makes kind of sense, but do you know anyone that's Irish that's even named that? Have you ever known anyone named that?
No.
See, that's also fucking weird.
I was just looking here. So, apparently, Basil the Leprechaun is the villain in Leprechaun Back to the Hood. He is an extremely sadistic, aggressive, bloodthirsty, and dangerous leprechaun who appears to crave mischief, death, destruction, chaos, and gold. Born on March 17th, 994. He's 1,000 years old. Occupation, serial killer. Family,
nice.
Brother to Lubden the Leprechaun.
If they're gonna
tell
that,
that,
man, if they're gonna play it off like that, make it well known, like throughout the film. But they don't do any of that shit. And I want to say something too. Like this movie holds a special place in my heart, as I said during the commentary, which you'll be able to see on Rumble for a couple weeks, and then for the Patreon for the video, but it'll be out in audio. I want people to definitely go check it out because it's another one where you can watch it with us. But and I know it's weird, It went really well on Twitch. Still up. No copyright or anything like that for some strange reason.
Wild.
It's crazy that YouTube is so fickle about that stuff. We're commentating on it. But when I was a kid, I liked the movies, and I remember renting it when I was like old. I must have been old enough to smoke weed. I said I didn't, but I was like, I feel like I was smoking weed at this time, and at least partaking a little bit in alcohol. I was like 14, 15. I know I was young, and I remember specifically us getting this movie, put it on VHS in my basement that we drew all over the walls. I said this on the commentary, but I just wanted to say what I remember, how much I enjoyed this, and then me and my friends must have been smoking up, or we were doing some. And there's the baseball bat scene that we all played back 10 times over, just being like, haha, so funny. Sticky fingers getting smacked out by a baseball bat as a guy drives by on his motorcycle. That was the stupidest, funniest shit. And this movie will forever stick in my mind because of that. And because I remember all of my friends like laughing their asses off, falling over, like grabbing each other, and that's why this movie's always stuck with me.
So apparently in this movie they did reference the fact that it's a different Leprechaun. I don't remember that, but apparently they did. I didn't pick up on that at all. Do you want to get a little bit of backstory on the Leprechaun before we round out this episode?
Yeah.
Okay, so according to the lore of all this, Lubden was born on March 17th, 993 in Ireland. On March 17th, 994, the Leprechaun is 1,000 years old. I don't understand what that means, but okay.
1994.
Since that his birthday is on the same day as St. Patrick's Day, he can choose any woman to be his bride. The Leprechaun describes the girl he has chosen, blah, 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 blah. It explains all about that fucking stupid thing I said earlier about the God bless you thing.
Oh,
Terrible.
yeah.
I don't understand why they put that into the lore. That is just the dumbest thing I have ever heard. I'm just reading this here. Do you know what, actually? If anyone has ever heard of a leprechaun, it's basically that again, just like all like convoluted. They just
if you guys want to, and we have, I want to do this again at some point just because I like talking about them. But you can honestly shout out straight your podcast. Go check out the whole. We did like 2 hours, and we did this twice. And the original one taken down again for being too drunk when we first started the show. We did not. It was a bad idea. And then me and Billy redid it, and it was fun because you see all the different lore. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this. Back to the hood, we'll say some fun kill scenes. Guy gets he gets the bong shoved in his stomach. I wish it bubbled. It would have been kind of fun. But I do like this film. There was a lot of funny aspects of this film and the stuff that kind of makes you laugh. And there's stuff that was memorable for me when I was a kid. But it is ridiculous. And I kept complaining how you barely hear Warwick Davis talk, or even like he usually throughout all the films, he always spits some sort of rhymes. He talks a lot. He's kind of taunting you. And in this movie, he does not do it. And it pisses me off. He barely does it.
Yeah, same as me. And that's probably why I would probably only give this 5 out of 10 bong hits.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just because of that alone.
I'll give it 5 just because I remember it so much. If I didn't remember it so much and rewatching it, I'd be like, it's 3 because it is funny. There is funny moments.
Look, don't get me wrong. I love how it's shot. I love the vibe it gives off. I love all the other characters. But the biggest letdown for me is what we all came to see, which is the fucking leprechaun going around going
exactly. They focus so much on the characters, and I said this too when we were doing the commentary, and I want everyone to go watch it because you can actually hear our whole thoughts throughout it. But I said, when you see Jason, you're there to see Jason, right? That's what you want to see. You don't give a shit about these characters. They have the dumbest roles, but you know what it is. You know what it is.
Yeah, it's
enough with the leprechaun.
Yeah,
all right. Should we bring it to a close? Yeah, it's unfortunate, but like I said, this was a lot of fun. Leprechaun, that leprechaun. It's what I should have gotten. I said I wanted to do this and I forgot. I should have looked up Wayne's World when he's like, "Oh, the leprechaun!" When Garth is scared of, because the movie came out around the same time as like Wayne's World and stuff, or maybe like the second or third movie is that when Wayne's World was out. And he's like fucking with him. The leprechaun. He's like holding the flashlight on his face. Iconic scene, and that's why like even watching that movie, you'd be like, "What movie are they talking about?"
Yeah.
You know, so this has stuck around in pop culture. I will always love these movies. Overall, I enjoy this franchise. I'll give this franchise an 8 out of 10. Out of all the movies, 8 out of 10. Same. 8 Guinnesses out of 10 Guinnesses. It's so weird that beer store didn't have Guinness. I would have had a Guinness or two.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Not proper.
I'll have to
forged Irish stout. I literally couldn't even open the second can. It's so vile.
Wow, that's so crazy. I had 3 Heinekens,
Sorry, Connor,
but I think it's a
Forged
good time.
Irish stout is vile, and proper 12 whiskey is vile.
Not that great. I tried to like it.
I'm still gonna buy like it, next week. I'm getting a bottle of Irish or proper 12 whiskey Irish apple flavor.
Yes, and I would like to try it. I do like the whiskey's not bad just because I've drank a lot of whiskey in my life. It could be worse. But like you should be on St. Paddy's Day, my liver hurts from how much I have to pee.
Oh, dude, since like we were in outer space, I've been feeling it.
Oh man, we have to figure this out. We have to get some IVs. Maybe for once we should take breaks so that we can cut it in that way and people don't even notice. But obviously I want to implore people to go watch the commentaries. Go like subscribe to the Patreon. Go check them out on Rumble. Go subscribe on Rumble and all that stuff because you'll see it on my end for a bit too. We'll throw these out there, especially on video because I want people to tune in and watch and stuff like that. And yeah, I love all the fans. And you have anything else to say? Because I'm going to fucking piss myself.
No one takes a leprechaun's gold.
I think that's the way it should be, though.
No, not really. Appreciate everybody who made it this far. We love you guys. Lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff coming. Post
Tons. I have so many ideas.
We have so many things for both shows, both Strange Brew and Class Horrorcast. And
yeah, it's St. Paddy's Day. Everyone's Irish tonight.
Share, like, review, rate, whatever you can do. Make sure to check out the Patreons and stuff. Like I said before.
Yeah, it's so simple.
Kind of showing me the way of like I really need to be actively making content specifically for there.
Yes, I'm pushing Aaron. I think without me, I don't know how far along we would have gotten with this show. So I'm pushing Aaron, and we have so much stuff. Like I'm so excited. Every time we talk, we're like, what else can we do? There's still 2 more movies. There's still 2 more movies. I love the new one. I want to cover that at some point. It's so fun. So everyone, enjoy yourselves and
have a great St. Patrick's Day.
Have a great St. Patty's Day.
Bye, folks.
Bye.